back to Whiskey and Whit. I'm Whitney and today is day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas. Today we are doing one of my favorite videos to film, and I know by the views it's one of your guys' favorite videos to watch. It's a Dollar Tree DIY video, so stay tuned.
Up first are these super easy patent prints. So what you'll need are the free printables I will link down below. I'm so excited I found these, and 2 frames from the Dollar Tree. I like the ones with the matte. So take some white chalk paint, I used Waverly, and paint the fronts and the sides of both of your frames. You're gonna wanna take out everything so you don't get paint on them. It makes it a lot easier to paint them this way. Once your frame's dry, I love distressing them, and I love that the frame underneath was brown, so it kind of looked like distressed wood. I just used some sandpaper, roughed it up. There's not a right or a wrong way, but you want that underneath to come through. So just kind of rough it up. You want to rough where there's areas that it would normally get bumped, so corners, edges, etc. And then you're going to reassemble your frame. So my trick to getting things to stay in frames like this is tape. So tape the image in. It's not going to slide down. It's not going to move, especially in these cheap Dollar Tree frames. And then put everything back in there and you're all set. I printed these on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and then I just trimmed them, so I printed them to the 8.5 by 10 size. And honestly, you would not guess that these came from the Dollar Tree. They were so cute. I did a sled and ice skates. They've got toboggans, a bunch of patent pictures. You want to check it out below. Up next are these super cute decoupaged LED lights, and they glow so pretty. So what you'll need for this are some Dollar Tree LED lights and then a napkin of your choice. These I already had at home. They came from Joann's, but you can get your napkins honestly from anywhere. So you're going to want to unfold your napkin so you just have one layer, and then take your LED candle, which you could use an LED candle honestly from anywhere, but because this is Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to use a Dollar Tree LED candle. You're going to mark the top and the bottom so you know where to cut, and then I just freehand cut across. And you really want to cut the area that you are interested in putting on the candle. So I really wanted at least one full station wagon, so I went through and cut these. So then once they were cut, I laid back down my candle to make sure that I didn't cut like a crazy, which I didn't. Good news. So then I took some Mod Podge, these little containers you can find at the Dollar Tree, took a foam brush and put a thin coat of Mod Podge around the entire candle. And then I laid it down and just simply wrapped the napkin around. Now you want to make sure that you're pushing it down so it's sealed, but you kind of want it to be a little crinkly, a little wrinkly, because that makes it look kind of antique-y, especially when it's glowing. Those creases are going to give you a prettier glow. Then your last step is to go around that top edge, because if you get them from the Dollar Tree, they have kind of a scalloped edge. You want to make sure to take some Mod Podge. You can use your finger and just stick it on down. It will stay, and that will make it really look like the candle actually has the print on it. Then I went through just without any additional Mod Podge, but just kind of sealed the outside, added some jute twine, and it is all done. So then I decided for my second one, instead of having 2 cars, I wanted a kind of a tartan print to match. So I just cut off the border of that napkin, same one, I only used one napkin for the whole project. And I cut the 2 strips, did the top and the bottom so that they fit, did the same thing with the scalloping at the top, so then that way that stripe looked like it was part of the candle. And then when I was done with that, I also added some jute twine to this one, so then both the plaid and the jute twine would tie the 2 together like a set. And that was it. These turned out so good, and I really am excited to make more. So now the day after Christmas, I'm going to be on the hunt for like a ton of napkins. But I love how this one wraps around, and the glow is just amazing. And next we are making a few different variations of these cone trees. Up first, we're gonna do the Nautical rope tree. So you're gonna need one of these kind of fun trees from Dollar Tree, as well as 2 packs of Nautical rope. You could also use jute twine if you can't find the rope. So step 1 is to dismantle that first tree. So all of that kind of tinsel, get that off there. And then once you have that base, you're going to start at one end of your rope, take a big dab of glue, glue it onto that bottom ring, And then you're gonna take your hot glue gun and just start going. So wherever there is a horizontal bar in this little frame, you're gonna wanna glue to that. So you glue around the bottom. Then we're gonna start stacking. When you're putting the nautical rope on top of each other, you wanna glue it to the plastic frame, but you also wanna glue it to the rope that's underneath it. And the reason you wanna do that is so it sticks together, it's taut, and then that way you're not gonna have weird gaps in between your rope so that you can kind of see through to the inside. So glue to the plastic and glue to the rope below it. So just keep going, spinning it around, glue and stick, glue and stick. You're gonna keep doing that around the entire thing. And then when you get to the top, you just wanna make sure that you're pulling it tight so that it keeps in that tree shape. And then cut off the top, take some glue, hold it, and stick. Up next is the fleece version of this tree. So I grabbed a scarf and that same tree that we started with. So cut the stuff off of that second tree, and then also to prep your scarf, you're gonna cut the fringes off each end and then give yourself some long strips of fabric that you can just wrap. So I went from one end to the other. They don't have to be perfect, so I left it folded in half so I didn't have to cut as far. And I definitely didn't need all this. I needed 2 strips for the whole tree. So just FYI, you can make a lot of trees with 1 scarf. So I did the same thing here where I started along the bottom. You want to make sure, especially with this fabric, that it kind of wraps around the bottom a little bit, just so then that way that plastic isn't sticking out and it looks unfinished. So then I just took my glue gun and did the same thing with the wrapping as last time. You don't have to glue this fleece to itself as much as you did with the nautical rope, but this here you're gonna glue it to kind of all the different vertical pieces, and then just keep wrapping it around. Once you get to a certain point where it looks like it might be gapping a little bit, you can also glue it to the fleece underneath. It's really just gonna depend on how tight you pull it and how it starts looking. So the same thing here, you're gonna do hot glue and stick, hot glue and stick. It's gonna get stuck in your head. I was like saying that to myself, hot glue and stick. And then once you're ready for the next piece, you're gonna just literally add it right on. You wanna make sure that your overlap is in the back so nobody sees it. So if you're doing another overlap or you make a bigger tree, make sure they're all lined up. Do that all the way around and then literally wrap and stick at the top just like how we did with the other one. And finally, this cute little take on a feather tree. So same thing to prep this black and white buffalo check scarf. You're going to cut it into strips, but then this time you're going to cut these little kind of leaf/teardrop shapes and then glue those on. This is going to give you that kind of feather tree, felt tree, kind of fluffy thing. So I decided to have them kind of go off of the bottom a little bit. So you're going to want to go around, glue, spin your tree around, do that all the way up. And then once you get to the top, just put a dab of glue in the center and kind of make a teepee, and that is literally it. You can do these with any color, any fabric. If you can't find the scarves at the Dollar Tree, go ahead and use some fabric. And also, I love these. They also help fill out mantles, so if you're looking for extra pieces to do that, or to fill out a little vignette like I did here with my little Santa, it works out super well.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe down below so you don't miss the remainder of the 12 days of Christmas. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!